Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and injective price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with Ethereum on the 2 hours chart where we have of course our potential double impulses, double 1, 2. We have of course a wave 1 here, wave 2 given, and then another impulse as another potential wave 2 hitting the 0.38 fib level and start to see some rebound towards the upside. Now this rebound yesterday I mentioned is a question mark still, and that because of course of the weird move here in the beginning where we saw a potential 1-2-1-2. Everything was fine until we get a wave 3. That's great. But with the wave 4 interfering with the zone 1 here has invalidated any kind of impulsive wave. And especially that the wave 3 here, that it looks kind of like a 3 waves toward the upside, meaning of course kind of like a corrective wave, and potentially turning this move into a W, X, and a Y complex structure where we see of course a further weird price action here in this move where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. The wave 5 can be finished here as an ending diagonal kind of, but yeah, at the end it's still of course looking a little bit weird in 3 waves toward the upside. Now, in case that we are, of course, here in a W, X, and a Y, we have reached exactly our blue box as a target, as expected, our testing area, and we start to see a reaction from the market, of course, as downward. Now, if this is an impulse and we are looking here for kind of like several 1-2s and we're looking for a wave 3, 4, and a 5, we need to watch, of course, therefore, this invalidation of bullish. So I'm going to take it with a grain of salt here in case that I'm going to consider that these are triple 1-2s here in the beginning because of course, it is the only way after the invalidation here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then this is your wave 3. This is a wave 4. If the wave 4 gets into the invalidation of the bullish, this might be the signal or confirmation that nothing is impulsive toward the upside here. We have hit our target as a correction wave 4, and we continue simply downward for a wave 5 after having a 1, 2, 3, wave 4, wave 5. Now, in case that this is going to happen, of course, this is going to be a bigger impulse as a big wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, it's still early to call it, but yeah, we need, of course, to get this area to see what it's gonna be over there. So if we take the 4071, that means, of course, a confirmation for lower prices are moving ahead. Yep, so these are basically the updates for Ethereum, what to watch, which key level, and what we might expect. So the next one is gonna be Solana. So for Solana, we are looking also at a double 1-2s here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1 finished, and correction wave 2 or a wave B, followed by kind of like a 3 waves toward the upside, which is a very, very big question mark here. It doesn't really look even here like an impulse. It looks also as a 3 waves by 3 waves, meaning kind of like a W, X, and a Y. Can be an A, B, and a C downward, and that means, of course, an expanding flat wave C might be unfolding, especially that you got already a wave 1 here as an impulse. And yesterday we have analyzed as this move toward the upside, and we mentioned, yes, it can be, of course, an impulse as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we gotta be careful from the 1-to-1 fib level, which is, of course, an ABC zigzag, because if you have an impulse here, definitely it can be an ABC, definitely here as, of course, a corrective wave. Now we see, of course, here as well, like kind of like a 1, 2, and then 3, yeah, and with the wave 4 interfering, even the wave 3 was not extended, only the wave 1. Therefore, nothing is impulsive, guys. We see, of course, further downtrend again, and we see invalidation of any kind of movement toward the upside. So the only possibility still here is a double 1-2 where you have a 1-2 and then a wave 1 here, and you got an A, B, and a C probably, and then moving toward the upside. So again, key level to be watched for Solana as well is a wave 2 possibility here in the lower fib levels here. So this is a testing area as well. Okay, so we're gonna see the reaction in this area. I know that this is impulsive, but it might be a wave C for an A, B, and a C, and then moving towards the upside again. unless this is a WX and a Y, and we of course surpass or break this area, and we continue simply for lower here, which it might be of course your wave 1 2, given since you have reached exactly the 0.38 taken from the wave 1 here as a retracement, and plus in confluence the 1-to-1 fib level as an ABC or WX and a Y, and we simply move downward. Okay, another possibility, as we mentioned, of course, on the bigger time frame, is this weird move toward the upside here, that it looks like three waves, which of course it might unfold something for lower anyway. Yeah, so these are the possibility as well for Solana, still looking potentially for lower. We gotta of course be careful. Let's watch the key levels and get some answers for the next price action, because if broken, we might see a wave 3, 4, and a 5, of course, downward. All right, so that was it for Solana. Let's see Injective also on the lower time frame, where we see, of course, on the 4 hours chart here, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished wave 1 or wave A, followed by correction WX and a Y. In a wave 2 or a wave B, and we continue upward here impulsively for another potential wave 1 or a wave C. Don't forget, of course, a wave C, A, B, C here can still be corrective. 3 waves toward the upside, followed by a potential WX and a Y. Now, if this is a WX and a Y here, it might be, of course, a little bit much more complex. The wave Y might be kind of like a zigzag. This zigzag has to finish kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still looking anyway for a potential wave C here as well, in case we are in an expanding flat in confluence with this area, meaning if we are in an A, B, and a C, the wave C can be a ending diagonal here somehow. Internally, on the 1 hour chart for the micro level, yesterday we analyzed also, of course, this area where we mentioned nothing is impulsive in these waves over there. Obviously, it is corrective, finished by an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, meaning an A, a B, and a C has finished over there as regular flat, even without reaching the 1-to-1 fib level. Only the 0.618 as mentioned as well. Watch this area as a testing area here, of course, might be our answer. And here we go. We got, of course, a further move toward the downside, and we might see, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 downward for the blue boxes, of course, as expected again. And therefore, I'm still expecting, of course, lower prices for Injective as well. The bear market is still very obvious for the altcoins. Now, it can be still corrective, but of course, much more evident are needed here in this area, meaning a signal of strength is needed 5 ways up, 3 ways down, breaking the high, and confirmation for higher. All of this did not happen before in the history, and we're still looking for it somewhere in this area for all the altcoins, of course, until we start to claim, of course, something very, very bullish. That was it for Ethereum, Solana, and Injective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.